Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? Niggas is back. Just left the homie crib. I'm about to jet through the hood right now and go to the Mexican spot on the south side, man. We want some quesadillas, de pollo, de asada. So that's what's on the menu for the night. But peep game, man, I want to talk about some shit, man. We got to talk about this Richardson Hitchins fight. Man, listen, man, Hitchins looked good, bro. Like, he looked sharp in there, bro. He did his shit. He did his shit. Now, what I don't want people to do is take this win and blow it out of proportion, because he honestly didn't, kambosos didn't need to be in there fighting no Richardson Hitchins, man. Let's just get that out the window. I fuck with George, right? Like, I think George is a dope dude. I think the dude is a gladiator, man. I think he goes into a lot of these fights knowing that he can't win them, but he's still going into them because he understands, it's a payday for one and for two. I still got my pride. You did. Maybe I can land that one shot, that money shot, pause, to get you the fuck up out of here. And he goes into the fight with that type of mentality, man. So I fuck with George, bro. I honestly do. But he did get stopped at a smaller division. He did get stopped to the body by Lomachenko in his last fight. You dig? And now you jump up a division to fight Richardson Hitchins, who's off of his best win thus far in his career in Liam Farrell. So I'm like, eesh, I don't know if I like your chances too much in this fight, but nonetheless, he went up in there. He fought the dude. And, he didn't look too bad, man. He just, you're in a higher division, man. And Richardson Hitchins is a dude who uses his size to his advantage. He uses his natural abilities to his advantage, being his length. The dude is rangy, man. The dude is rangy. He's picking them off with straight shots down the middle. The jab was on point. The right hand was coming on back. I'm like, yo, man, he is having a tee-off session on this dude, man. And what was so dope about that fight was he didn't circle the ring or nothing like that. He didn't circle the ring. He stood there. He didn't stand in the pocket, but he stayed at a range where he was able to engage him and wouldn't lose the crowd. And he kept his hands going. He kept his hands active, man. He was picking the shots, real good jab, real good right hand. Everything was just there, bro. Everything was there. He was operating at a range that is conducive for the consumer. I think people are really losing sight of that. People are really losing sight of that, where we gotta somehow play the fiddle and the violin for these niggas who want to sit there and run around the ring and doing laps and shit, and ignore the motherfuckers who's coming to, who done paid tickets to get in to see that shit, and for those who are, tuning in to watch it on TV. He stayed at a range to where it was appeasing to them, and I fucks with him for that. The body shot was vicious, man. That was a devilish body shot. That was mean. They knew he wasn't recovering from that. He wasn't recovering from that. Man. But Richardson Hitchins did look, he looked sharp in there. It was a nice little keep busy fight. But I don't want people to, just go, blow this shit out of proportion, because it just wasn't one of them wins where you can blow it out of proportion. And one thing he did do was call out Devin Haney. And I know I got a lot of spite for Devin Haney right now. At least that's how it seems. It does seem like I got this, this deep-rooted animosity towards Devin Haney. I honestly don't. I am cool on seeing him fight, though. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I'm cool. I'm cool on Devin Haney. I will not lie about that. I'm cool on Devin Haney. But I don't hate the dude. I don't think he's trash. I just, I'd rather see somebody else fight. I'm not about to apologize for that. He did call Devin Haney out, and on paper, it's honestly a good fight. Because they're two top fighters in the division that they're campaigning in. If he doesn't jump up, but I think he's about to jump up soon. I think Hitchins is about to jump up. Richardson Hitchins is about to jump up pretty soon, man. But I'm gonna be real, and I've said it on here before. That's not gonna be an exciting fight, man. That's not gonna be an exciting fight. Devin Haney is not gonna give Richardson Hitchins the scoring opportunities that George Kambosos did. He's not gonna stand in the pocket with Richardson Hitchins. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna move. He's gonna move around. And Richardson Hitchins he's not gonna give Devin Haney the scoring opportunities that Jose Ramirez did. He's gonna move around. Both of these dudes are, fleet-footed fighters. Both of these dudes circle the ring. Both of these dudes use their back foot fighters. And when you get two back foot fighters, that's their fighting identity, man. The likelihood of one of them breaking the mold and going against the grain to become what it is that they're normally, become something that they're not accustomed to doing is slim to none. and it's gonna make for a boring fight. So I'm not excited for that fight. It's a good fight. It's a good fight on paper, but just for a motherfucker, you got to be a diehard, a connoisseur to watch that shit. You got to, because it's just isn't. It's not one of them fights that you're gonna be like, oh shit, Richardson Hitchins versus Devin Haney. It's a fight that I'll watch just because my affinity for the sport. But I ain't excited about that fight if it goes down, my nigga. Come on, man. I'm not excited about that fight if it goes down. I'm not, because I know what it's gonna be. A lot of fencing, a lot of feet. Ones and twos. It's not gonna be aesthetically pleasing, man. It's gonna be a snooze fest. We just gotta be real about that. It's gonna be a snooze fest. It's gonna be a snooze fest. But on paper, it is a good fight. It is a good fight. I do think that he should go and take that fight. I prefer a Teofimo Lopez fight, just because I just want to see Teofimo Lopez get the ever living shit beat out of him. And I do think Teofimo Lopez's stock is a lot. Not even think, I know it's a lot higher than Devin Haney's is right now. It's a lot higher than Devin Haney's right now. His stock, at least. So you may as well go ahead and make that fight. It's a bigger fight. Teofimo, people are more familiar with Teofimo than they are with Devin Haney, even though ain't nobody really familiar with the dudes like that. Teofimo is, just, how do I want to say that? He looked better in his last fight than Devin Haney did, and his style will complement someone like a Richardson Hitchins as opposed to Devin Haney's. But Devin Haney's style is gonna have you like, nigga, you're gonna tune out of that fight. Nobody is gonna be able to stay engaged with that fight. That's just the type of fighters that these dudes are. So, yeah, man, I would personally like to see Teofimo Lopez fight Richardson Hitchins so he can get his ass beat. But Richardson Hitchins did look good last night, man. We can definitely say that. He looked good. He looked sharp in there. He did what he was supposed to do in front of an opponent. He was supposed to do it too. Shout out to George Kambosos. I don't know what's next for him. I did not bank on a stoppage. I didn't think he'd go in there and stop him. I honestly did not think that. I thought that he would go in there and, outpoint him and just outclass him. Richardson Hitchins, he's just not no dude that's... I remember him hitting Bowser, I don't know how many times, and he just could not get rid of this dude. That's not Richardson Hitchins' game. He did. He's a dude who he's gonna point you. He's not no big puncher. He's not no big puncher. So I wasn't expecting him to do that, but I should have known because just he's moving up. So I should have just said, yeah, he's moving up. Just on that notion alone, yeah, he's moving up. He's not accustomed to 140-pound power, getting hit on by 140-pound dudes. He's not accustomed to that. And he's been stopped at 135. I don't know why I didn't put two and two together, but I just didn't think Richardson Hitchins was going to be able to do the job, and he did the job. So, shout out to Richardson Hitchins. I think we're going to see him at welterweight soon. I think he's going to be at welterweight soon because, just those, after the weigh-ins, he did look a little drained. He looked like he was ready to get, like, all right, man, it might be time for me to make my exodus up into the 147-pound division. And, yeah, so I think he's going to do that sometime soon. And, when he does, cool. That's going to add to the flavor of the 147-pound division, man. Welterweight is about to... the majority of the 40-pounders is about to jump up to 147. That's going to make for really good fights and make for a healthy division, man, for Brian Norman Jr. to feast on. But, nah, man, that's how I'm feeling about it, man. Shout out to Richardson Hitchins. Shout out to George Cambodia. I'll get with y'all later. Y'all stay righteous until then, yo. Deuces.